Hello everyone, this is an unboxing video for the Ainol Novo Discovery 8 tablet and case. Just bought these last week. They came in straight from China, and this is a new tablet that came out a few weeks ago. I think it came out like in May of 2013. It is June 24th. And, so I'm going to go ahead and first I'm going to unwrap the case just to kind of get this out of the way. This case was specifically built for this tablet. It's a 7.85 inch display, and this will the tablet will fit right inside here. So here's all ready to go. I think this will fold back like this to turn it into to prop it up. So I'm going to set this aside for now and open up the real thing that we're interested in. That is, for this, I'll just show all sides of the box here. Ooh, it's ROSE compliant. Ainol Novo 8 Discovery Mini quad-core Android tablet, or it says table, but we get the idea. Made in Shenzhen, China, which is right across from Hong Kong. Let's see if I can get this. Okay, there we go. So here it is in its glory. So, first look. This has a 7.85 inch display. Well, let's look and see what it says right here. ARM, well, it's in Chinese, so I can't read it. 5,000 milliamp hour battery, full HD 1080p, USB on the go, and 3G. I don't think this has a wireless radio on it other than Wi-Fi. DDR3, 2 gigabytes of RAM, HDMI 4.1, and has Wi-Fi, and 1024 by 768. Okay, so looking at the ports, this is one of the things that's appealing to me about this. One of the reasons I bought this is that it has here's the 3.5 millimeter audio jack. This is the DC input, power input, HDMI, looks like a mini HDMI port, looks like a micro USB port, a microphone, and a micro SD slot. So expansion capability that you cannot find in your Kindle HD or Kindle Fire HD or a Nexus 7, which is available now. Okay, we got volume rocker, and we have, I assume that this is, oh, that's a home button. There's a little tiny home icon on there. There's the power button. Looks like speaker port, camera, and nothing on this edge. And so let's turn it on for the first time. I guess I got to press and hold it. Well, maybe I need, oh, there we go. Sorry about the mirror effect, you got to see me. But here we go. booting up for the first time. I just hope that this is not all Chinese, because I don't know my first Chinese character. Good. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pull off the screen protector. Because I can't see the whole screen. There we go, beautiful. No scratches. Perfectly clean. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock. And look at that! Chinese everywhere! Well, what did you expect? So, I guess I'm going to have to change the language on this guy so that I can see what's going on. And I'll have to reinstall some applications. But hey, that's what you get for going straight Chinese, purchasing direct from China. So, but anyway, before we do that, let's just play around with it. A lot of blank screens here. Got our app directory. And it's got your standard. Let me see. Let's go to the menu for settings. Well, at least this is all in English, thank goodness. And about tablets, Android 4.1.1, and I will have to come back and do more review on more details after I figure out what I'm doing. Okay, well, I neglected to show what's in the rest of the box, so let's get into that now. There's power supply. Now I'm not sure if I can charge via USB, but we'll find out. But here's your standard DC jack. It takes 100 to 240 input and 2 amps out, so that'll be a pretty beefy charger there. Let's take that out. Okay, inside, behind the curtain, we got a micro USB cable, user manual, let's see, warranty card, all Chinese. User manual, all Chinese. But hey, who needs a manual anyway? I wouldn't be reading this if it was in English. And what's this? Quality control. Certification. Now let's see if there's anything in here. Nothing in here. So really not that much in the box. I'll put all this back. And I will come back with I want to install a benchmark program so you can see how fast it really is. Alright, this portion of the video is for the review. I've been using the tablet for a couple of days and I've got some information to share with you, so let's go through it. First, the cover. This is the intended cover designed by Ainol. You can see here's the brand name, Ainol, and it fits very well. It's a basic cover. It covers the display very well, and it's got spaces here so you still have access to all the ports except for the memory card, which is smart because you don't have to worry about the memory card popping out by accident. And you got access to the volume and the home button, and speakers and the power button, and cameras. Both have holes. Interesting thing though is you'll notice that you think that this is up, but because the label's right here, but when you open this, camera's down. I don't know if this is a Chinese thing or what, but I thought that was kind of interesting. But it's not a big deal because just about every application you can rotate the device any orientation you want and it'll be fine. So it depends on, if you're right-handed, left-handed, you can hold it like this or like this. So anyway. So next thing is I neglected to mention the cost. I bought this directly from the Ainol website, and it was $184, and that included expedited shipping, of course the tablet itself, and the cover. So I think that was a pretty good deal. So like I was saying, I downloaded and ran a number of benchmarks, namely, let's see, the one I ran was the Quadrant Standard. Ah, dang, I still got backlights reflecting here. I'll do this to kind of. Alright. So again, sorry about the reflections. Alright, so I'll just go ahead and run the full benchmark so you can see. Oh, it wants to rotate. So while that's running, I want to go ahead and talk about other aspects of it that don't require looking at it. Okay, Wi-Fi range. I compared the Wi-Fi range with another device, another Android device, my personal phone, my other Android phone, and I found that the Wi-Fi range was lacking on this device. When I was in a fringe area and was able to barely get data on my phone, I was out of range on this device. Or areas where I was just barely in range on the tablet, I had a much higher speed test. I ran a speed test. I was able to get much higher speed on my phone. The phone I have is this it's a MyTouch 4G. It's a Froyo OS. Okay, so here's the benchmark results. Okay, so I wonder. Okay, I'm getting varying results. Sometimes my results are down here, sometimes it's up here, depending on how it is. But you can see your device is right here, 2306. It does not as well as the Optimus 2X, the Samsung Galaxy Nexus, Galaxy Tab. Other times that I've run this, it has done better. So I'm not sure why it's not as well, but I have actually a screenshot of it doing better. So I want to be fair. Let's see if I can. Oh yeah, here. No. What is it? Screenshots. Oh, here we go. So here's a screenshot. So I got a score of 3316 earlier. So sometimes it's in the low 2000s, sometimes it's in the around 3300, depending on, I guess, maybe I've got applications running in the background or something that's causing it to not do as well sometimes. But still, this is a quad-core device. It's a Cortex A9 device, as I'll show later. This should be running a lot faster. I'm not sure why it's doing so poorly, other than either not all the cores are on, or the memory is really slow, or it's just a poorly designed processor, and I'll show you what processor it is. You see, there's an application, the CPU identifier here. Let's see if I can run it like this. I guess not. It wants to run like this. Okay, so CPU type says actions act ATM 7029/4, running at 1.3 gigahertz. And this is the Ainol Novo 8 Discovery Quad. So it's I suspect that it's poor memory. Maybe the benchmark tool is not good at running multi-core tablets, but I suspect that that may not be the case. So here's a picture of the chip. Says the actions act 7029 with S5 multi-core engine, GPU, renderer Vivante, GC1000 dual-core, year 2012. It's a Cortex A9 Harvard Superscalar processor core, 533 megahertz, LPDDR2, LPDDR3, SD-RAM interface, blah 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 blah. So should be running pretty good, but not as good as I'd hoped. But overall, I mean, it performs adequately. I don't have a lot to compare it with. This is my first tablet I ever bought, so. And as far as download speed, it downloads things reasonably well. I mean, you just gotta, the range isn't quite as good as you may expect if you were to buy this. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in other orientation here. And okay, I've talked about Wi-Fi range, speed test. Okay, but earlier I had mentioned about the Chinese apps. I just removed them. I couldn't actually uninstall them because they were built in, and I don't want to root this or reflash the entire device. So I not only had to remove them from the home screens, but I had to disable them. And the way to disable them is you go into the settings, you go over to applications, and let's go over to all. Like for example, one of the applications is this okay, like I don't know, iPush. Maybe I haven't disabled this one yet, but well, I don't know, maybe I don't want to disable this one. Well, anyway, like I was saying, oh yeah, this is one. You can actually go into an application and disable it. You saw that disable button, so that was my main point. Okay, I had one question in my earlier segment about USB charging. It does charge via USB, but you're going to get faster charging through the DC jack. The camera quality. Okay, I took some pictures, and here's a picture that I took. I mean, you're looking at it through my camera. I think it's reasonably well. There is no flash on this, so you're going to have to deal with whatever light conditions you got. This is an outdoor shot. And one thing, this is a shot that I took zoomed in. This is an eagle that perched up in a tree in my yard. Bald eagle. There's a lot this year. And one thing I think that's really nice, unexpected, I guess this is part of the Jelly Bean version of the Android, is you have this panoramic mode, so you can take panoramic shots, which is really cool. So let's go back, and the panoramic mode is this right here. And what you do is you press the button, and then you have to you hold it up and you just scan the whole landscape. It's pretty cool. I liked it a lot. I thought this was really cool. There's a lot of really nice looking wallpapers. to choose from. I'm not sure if this is part of the Jelly Bean load or if this is Ainol that supplies these, but I thought that was pretty nice. There might be some live. I haven't looked at the live wallpapers yet. And last thing I want to talk about is ruggedness. So I obviously am not going to be a guinea pig and start scratching the screen to see how durable it is, but I didn't see anything in any documentation about whether this is Gorilla Glass. I'm not going to try to test it out to see how strong it is, but with this cover I expect to protect the screen reasonably well. As far as construction of the case, I think it's, I don't want to rip this thing out, it's pretty snug. It's a plastic case, but it's got like this silverish type of finish to it. It's definitely not metal, I don't think so. But anyway, this is my review. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I have email notifications on my YouTube videos, so I'll answer your questions probably within a few minutes if I'm at my computer, which I usually am. So overall, I'm pretty satisfied with this purchase. I'm a little disappointed in the speed, but really this is a gift for my wife, so I'm letting her be the guinea pig. But this is a great first tablet for anybody, and it's a good thing is Android, so it runs everything. Oh, and you want to hear the speakers. Last part, one thing I forgot. I'll just go ahead and play a song. Speakers are reasonably good. Not too loud. If you really want to make them loud, you gotta kind of cup your hand. But anyway, my review. Thank you very much.